Shiva Panchakshara Nakshatra Malika Stotram. The last class, I think we have seen meaning for shlokas 1 to 3. So let's see from meaning from shloka 4. Apadadribheta Danka Hastate Namah Shivaya Papahari Divya Sindhumastate Namah Shivaya Papadarine Lasannamastate Namah Shivaya Shapadosha Khandana Prashastate Namah Shivaya. So the first line is Apad Atri Bheta Danka Hastate Namah Shivaya. Shiva is Parameshwara having a tanka. Tanka means an axe in his hand. In Tamil, we call it as maru. In Tamil, in southern culture, Shiva has, on his one hand, he has a deer, and on the other hand, he has a tanka, a maru. Man and maru in Tamil we say. So he has got a man and maru in his hand. So it's an axe. So here Acharya says, Apadatri Bheta. That axe is used to destroy the mountain of hardships. Apad in Tamil, we say it's hardship, right? Apad Adri. Adri means mountain. Apad Adri, the mountain of hardship. Apadatri Bheda. Bhid means to pierce, to poke a hole. Tanka Hastate. He pierced a hole on the mountain of hardship. It means he destroyed all the hardships for his devotees, and to him I offer my namaskaras. We have this Amrita Mathana episode where Devas and Asuras, they churn the ocean. They churn the ocean of milk. They churn the Parkadal, where before getting Amritam, they got this Hala Visham. So Deva and Asuras, entire Srishti was in danger. And what did Shiva do? He drank the entire Hala poison, and he held that poison in his throat so that the universe could be saved. He is preventing hardships of his devotees. So Apadatri Bheta Tanka Hastate Namah Shivaya. Even in Kala Bhairavashtakam, Acharya says, Shula Tanka Pasha Danda Panim Adi Karanam. He's having Shula, he's having Tanka. Tanka is an axe. Shula we all know through Shula. Pasha is the rope. Pasha Kair we say. And Danda is a stick. In Kala Bhairava, he has got all those 4 things in his hand. So Parameshwara here is praised as Tanka Pani, the one who has got an axe in his hand. And that axe is used to destroy the hardships of the devotees. The next line. Papahari Divya Sindhumastate Namah Shivaya. He's having axe in his hand. And what is he having in his head? He's having the beautiful river Ganges in his head. Because Ganges is so fast. If it flows in the earth as it is, it's going to destroy all the earth. So Parameshwara is like a speed breaker. He let Ganges pass through his head so that the velocity of the Ganges can be decreased and the earth can be saved from the great deluge. That is what it says. Sindhu Mastate. Sindhu means huge body of water. That is Ganges river. Masta is head. The one who has got Sindhu, who has got Ganges in his head. And what type of Sindhu it is? Papahari Sindhu. The Ganges is the river which absolves the devotees of all papa. Adi Shankara in his Bhajagovindam says, Geyam Gita Nam Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadita Ganga Jalalava Ganika Pita. You have to chant Bhagavad Gita daily and you have to take a few sips of Ganga water daily, because it absolves the devotees of all water. It is because it passes through the head of Parameshwara. Papahari Divya Sindhu Mastate Namah Shivaya. And then The next line is Papadarine Lasannamastate Namah Shivaya. He is that Parameshwara to whom Namaskaras comes in a queue. It means lot of people are doing Namaskaras to Parameshwara. How? When we chant Shri Rudram, say Namo Hiranyabhave, say Nanye Dishanchapataye, Namo Namo Vrikshebhyo Arikeshebhyo Pashunam Pataye, Namo Namastaspinjara Yattushimate Pathinam Pataye, Namo Namo. Vedas has not said enough Namaskaras to any other devatas like to Shiva. It has said that many Namaskaras only to Parameshwara. So that's what it is, here it is said. Namaskaras to one to whom Namaskaras comes in a queue. Means to whom people offer lot of Namaskaras. And then last line is Shapadosha Khandana Prashastate Namah Shivaya. Namaskaras to the Parameshwara who removes all the shapas and doshas of his devotees. You know, Parameshwara has removed Brahmahatti dosha for Rama, because Ravana was a great Brahmana. He did Samaveda Adhyayana. He is the greatest. He recites Samaveda so beautifully. So Ravana was a Brahmana and Rama killed him. And because of that, Rama has got that Brahmahatti dosha. And Rama in Rameshwaram, he made a Shivalinga. Sita Devi made a Shivalinga out of sand in Rameshwaram. And Rama did the puja to Parameshwara in Rameshwaram, and that removed the Brahmahatti dosha for Rama. So that's what here he says. Shapa dosha khandana prashastate namah shivaya. Yeah, namaskaras to that Parameshwara who removes all the shapas and dosha to his devotees. Next shloka. व्योमकेश दिव्य भव्य रूपते नमः शिवाय हेम मेदिनी धरेन्द्र चापते नमः शिवाय नाम मात्र दग्ध सर्व पापते नमः शिवाय कामनैकतान हृद्दुरापते नमः शिवाय व्योमकेश दिव्य भव्य रूपते नमः शिवाय. Literally, Vyomakesha means the one who has got Vyoma. Vyoma is the entire space as his hair. You know, Shiva has got Jatamuti, right? His Jatamuti is nothing but the entire space. It means all the space is the part of Parameshwara. Whatever world we transact with, it is all part of Parameshwara. We know Parameshwara has got a Gayatri mantra. Shiva has got a Gayatri mantra. It goes like Vyoma Vyomaya Vidmahe, Vyoma Vyomaya Vidmahe, Sukshma Sukshmaya Dhimahi, Tanna Shiva Prachodayat. Vyoma Vyomaya, the one who is bigger than the entire space, and Sukshma Sukshmaya, the one who is smaller than the tiniest atom. To him I offer. To him, upon him I meditate. So that is the meaning for that Gayatri mantra. Here it says Vyomakesha Divya Bhavya Murtaye. Vyomakesha means the one who has got the entire space as his matted hair. This is what we say in Rudram. Before chanting Rudram, there is a Dhyana shloka. It goes like Apatala Nabhastalanda Bhuvana Brahmandamavispurat Jyotis Partikalinga Mauli Vilasat Purnenduvantamritaihi. Shiva is meditated upon a huge Partikalinga that goes from Apatala. It goes from Patala, Patala Loka, beneath the earth, to Apatala Nabhastalanda Bhuvana Brahmanda. It goes from Patala to heaven. It occupies the entire Brahmanda. Apatala Nabhastalanda Bhuvana Brahmanda Mavispurat. So that that big Partikalinga we meditate upon before Rudram, before chanting Rudram, and that is what he says. Vyomakesha. And Divya Bhavya Rupate. Divya, Divi. it comes from the root divi. Divi means to illuminate. Surya and all the devas, they are called devas because they have self-illumination. We see an object here because of the sunlight or any light source from a lamp. Without any light, we cannot see any normal object. But devas, even without any light, we can see devas because they themselves have got a light source of their own. They themselves are illuminations, or have illuminations of their own. That's why whenever we see a picture of Rama or Krishna or Devi or Deva, any Bhagavan, they have got this halo on top of their head. It shows that they do not require any light source for us to see. They themselves produce enough light. That's why they are called as Devas. And he is a Divya Murti. He himself does not need any other light source. He is self-illuminating. And Bhavya Rupate. Bhava means samsara. Also Bhava means auspiciousness. Parameshwara is an embodiment of auspiciousness. Bhavaya Devaya Namaha says Veda. And Om Namo Bhavaya Cha Rudraya Cha also says Rudram. So, he is a Bhavya Murti. To him, I offer my namaskaras. Second line. Hema Medini Dharendra Chapate Namah Shivaya. The last shloka, Acharya talked about one of the weapons of Parameshwara, which is Tanka, which is an axe. In this shloka, he is talking about another weapon of Parameshwara, which is a arrow, which is a bow and arrow. He talks about a special kind of bow that only Parameshwara has got. What is that bow? Hema Medhini Dharendra Chapa. Chapa means bow. His bow is not made up of any ordinary material, but his bow is made up of the golden Meru. The whole Meru mountain, Parameshwara is holding in his hand as a bow. Where does it happen? It happens during the Tripura Samhara episode. There are three brothers. Those are the sons of Tarakasura, Vidyunmali, Tarakaksha, and I think Kamalaksha. I don't remember the names properly. But those three brothers have got a varam, has got a boon from Brahmadeva that they will be having their own lokas made up of gold, silver and iron, and only they can be destroyed at once with a single arrow when their lokas are aligned in a straight line. So, Parameshwara, he destroyed those three lokas. That's why he is called as Tripura Samhara Murti. Tripura, three puras. Pura lokas, Tripura, three lokas, Samhara, to kill. So, Tripura Samhara Murti. During that Tripura Samhara, each Deva has become one weapon for Parameshwara. On that respect, his bow is the golden Mount Meru and the arrow is Bhagavan Vishnu himself. And with that, Parameshwara has destroyed all the three cities called as Tripuras. And that is what he is saying here. Hema Medhini. Hema means golden. Medhini, mountain. Hema Medhini, golden mountain. Dharendra Chapate. Chapa as a bow. To him, I offer my namaskaras, who has got the golden mountain Meru as his bow. Third line. Nama Matra Dagdha Sarva Papate Namah Shivaya. Parameshwara destroys all the papa. Dagdha means to destroy. Dahati, destroy. Dagdha, to destroy. What does he destroy? Sarva Papate. He destroys all the papas when Nama Matra Dagdha Sarva Papate. You don't have to do any special pujas. You don't have to do any special thing. All you have to do is say Shiva, 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 Shiva. When you say that, he destroys all the papas of the devotees. Mahaperyava, he quotes from Srimad Bhagavata. We all know Srimad Bhagavata is a book. All the chapters are dedicated only to Bhagavan Vishnu. But in that book, in that Purana, in the fourth skanda, in the fourth chapter, the specialities of Shivanama is being talked about by none other than Parvati Devi. The Daksha Yajna episode is being described in the fourth Adhyaya, in the fourth Skanda, the fourth Adhyaya and the fourth Skanda. So, Sri Parvati Devi says, Yat Dvayaksharam Nama Gireritam Drunam Takrit Prasanga Daghamashu Hanti Tat Pavitra Kirtim Tamangya Shasanam Bhavanaho Dveshti Shivam Shivetaraha. She says the specialities of chanting Shivanama. Yet Dvayaksharam. Shiva has got only two letters, Shi and Va. Those two letters which are capable of protecting the chanter even when uttered in a non-devoted manner. When we say Shiva, even without meditating upon Parameshwara, even without knowing that that destroys the papa, but whenever that name Shiva is uttered, it destroys one of all the papa. So that's what is the beauty of Parameshwara Namam, Shiva Nama. That's what he says in this shloka. Adi Shankaracharya says, Nama Matra Dagdha Sarva Papate Namah Shivaya. The one who destroys all the papas of devotees just by mere chanting of Shivanama. Then fourth line is Kamanaikatana Krita Durapate Namah Shivaya. The one who is very, 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 very difficult to attain for those devotees who does not have true devotion to Parameshwara. There are two types of devotees. One who respects Bhagavan for the sake of Bhagavan. The one who does bhakti for the sake of Bhagavan. The second type of devotee is the one who respects Bhagavan so that through him they can attain other things. So they consider Bhagavan as a money, as a currency. There are two types of people who hold all the currencies. One type of people, they earn a lot of money, but then they won't spend money on anything. They will be miser. They have money for the sake of money. And there are another type of people who earn a lot of money so that they can spend that money onto other things. So for them, currency is only an intermediate step. Currency is only a tool so that they can buy all the amenities in the world. In the same way, bhaktas, the devotees can also be two types. The first type is the one who does bhakti just for the sake of Bhagavan. They don't use Bhagavan as a currency to buy other amenities. They want Bhagavan as an end product. But there are second type of devotees who use Bhagavan as a currency. I do bhakti, please give me this. I do bhakti, please give me that. I am devoted to you, please give me another thing. So they use Bhagavan as a currency so that they can buy other amenities. And here Acharya says, Kamanaikatana Kridurapate Namah Shivaya. The one who is very, 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 very difficult for those devotees, difficult to get for those devotees who use them just as a currency so that they can get other stuff. Shloka number 6. Brahmamastakavali nibhadhate namah shivaya Jimmagendra kundala prasiddhate namah shivaya Brahmane pranita veda paddhate namah shivaya Jimmakala deha dakta paddhate namah shivaya. So Brahmamastakavali nibhadhate namah shivaya. The one who has got a garland made up of skull. So Parameshwara has got a garland made up of skull. It's made up of a series of skulls. To whom all those skulls belong? It belongs to Brahma. Chaturmukha Brahma. Brahma Mastaka Avali. Brahma means Brahma. Mastaka means head of Brahma, that is the skull. Avali means a cereal of Brahma Mastakavali. A cereal of Brahma Mastaka, meaning the skulls of Brahma. We all know the story. Brahma used to have 5 heads. So Parameshwara also has got 5 heads. Brahma also have got 5 heads at one point of time. And because of that, Brahma has got so proud and he says, I am equivalent to Shiva. So Parameshwara, what he did? He took off one of the heads of Brahma. That's why he is called as Brahma Shira Khandishwara. Near Tiruvayar, near my native place, there is a town called as Kandiur. In that place, the name of Parameshwara is Brahma Shira Khandishwara, meaning the one who has chopped off the head of Brahma. So that is only one head of Brahma, right? But here Acharya says, Brahma Masta Kavali. He has got a garland. It is like our Spatika Mala, Rudraksha Mala. In Rudraksha Mala, we have got Rudraksha Avali. We have got 51 Rudrakshas or 108 Rudrakshas. So here Acharya says, like that, you are wearing a garland made up of Brahma's skull. But he only took off only one skull of Brahma, right? Where did all the other skulls come from? Because Brahma is not a person. Brahma, it is opposed to which many Atmas come. So Brahma has got a lifespan. Brahma has got a date of birth and date of death. And there are many Brahmas coming and going according to their Punya and Papa. And Parameshwara, being the one who can never be destroyed, he takes off one skull from each Brahma. That is why he has got a garland made up of many skulls of Brahma. And then next is Jimmagendra Kundala Prasiddhade Namah Shivaya. He has got a Kundala. Kundala, we all know, an ear stud. It is not a normal ear stud. His ear stud, he is wearing a snake as his ear stud, as his Kundala. That is what he is telling. Jimmagendra Kundala Prasiddhate Namah Shivaya. Next line is Brahmane Pranita Veda Paddhate Namah Shivaya. He has ordained Brahma to propagate Vedas. There are 4 Vedas: Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. And Brahma, whenever you see a telefilm, whenever you see a film or a TV serial, mythological serial, Brahma, in his one of the hands, he will be having a book that says Veda, or on his 4 hands he has got 4 Vedas in his hands. So he, Parameshwara, has ordained Brahmaji to propagate the Vedas, to create the universe with the help of Vedas. To him I offer my namaskaras. And Jimmagendra Deha Datta Paddhate Namah Shivaya, the one who kicked the Kala. Kala is Yama Purusha. The one who kicked the Yama Purusha, to him I offer my namaskaras. Previously we saw, I think the shloka is Viprabala Palate, something like that it comes. Viprabala Palate Namah Shivaya. It refers to the Markandeya episode. Kala Bhita Viprabala Palate Namah Shivaya, the second shloka. So here he is referring to the same episode in the 5th shloka, in the 6th shloka as well. In order to protect Markandeya, Parameshwara has kicked the god of death, which is the Yama, and to him I offer my namaskara. So with this, we will finish today's class up to shloka 6 and shloka 7.